Today we're going to learn how to write our own system of equations and then how to solve them. So remember, when we talk about a system of equations, we're usually talking about two equations and we're looking for the point where those two meet or they're equal to each other. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that you always are going to write two different equations. Okay, so we're going to take one sentence at a time when we look at these and just see if we can come up with them. There are 22 students in a classroom. There are 12 more girls than boys. Find the number of boys and the number of girls in the classroom. Okay, well, what are our two variables? Well, we've got G, and we're going to use that variable for girls, and we have boys in the classroom. And so we're trying to find out how many we have. Well, if there are a total of 22 students in the classroom, then that means the total number of girls plus the total number of boys has to equal 22. Okay, so there's our one equation. Now the next sentence says there are 12 more girls than boys. All right, so girls would be equal to the boys plus 12 more. Okay, so hopefully you see how to write those, and there's our system. And now you get the choice of how to solve these any way you want to. So in this example, since I already have girls is equal to boys plus 12, maybe substitution might be the best option here. So we're going to set up our T-chart like we've done with our two equations. And remember, when we do substitution, we know that girls is equal to this, boys plus 12. So we're going to go stick it in this equation for the G term. So girls, G, which is B plus 12, plus B is equal to 22. All right, well, if we combine our like terms, we've got 2B plus 12 is equal to 22. Well, here we would subtract the 12 from both sides now and just start solving for B. So 22 minus 12 is 10. So divide by 2 on both sides. So the number of boys is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. Okay, so now remember, once we know what B is, well, we know B is equal to 5. Now we can go solve for the girls. B is 5 plus 12. So that means girls, there are 17 girls in the classroom. Now, if you use X and Y, you can use any variables that you want to. Just either make sure you define them over here so that we know which is which, or be sure to come over here to the side and write there are 17 girls and 5 boys in the class. And that's your answer. Okay, let's go to another one. Marta has twice as much money as Heidi. Together, they have $36. How much money does each have? Okay, well, again, you're going to notice this trend that usually the two things added together is always one of the equations. Not always, but a lot of the times it is. So together, they have $36. Well, what's going to be our two variables? Well, let's say M is going to equal how much money Marta has, and H is going to equal how much money Heidi has. Well, we know that together they have $36, so that's got to be Marta's money plus Heidi's money is equal to $36. Now our other equation says Marta has twice as much, so that means 2 times, right, as much money as Heidi. So Marta has Heidi times 2, so 2H. Okay. Well, again, that one's an easy one for substitution. So let's go ahead and just do substitution on this. So M plus H is 36. And then Marta is 2 times Heidi. Okay, so we already know M is 2H. So we're going to go stick that in this equation for the M. So M is 2H plus the other H is equal to 36. Well, that gives us 3H is equal to 36. So we'll divide both sides by 3. So Heidi has $12. All right, well, now that we know H is equal to 12, we're going to go say Marta has 2 times 12. So Marta has $24. Okay, and if we need to go write that on the side, Marta has $24. Heidi has $12. Final answer. Okay, Alan rode his bike 3 times as far as Bill. Okay, so Alan rode his bike 3 times Bill's. So 3B. Alan now rode 16 miles further than Bill. Well, 16 miles further, that's going to be plus. So Alan is also Bill plus 16 miles. Okay, well, again, that's another easy substitution. We can just set these two equations equal to each other because A is equal to 3B. A is also equal to B plus 16. So we can just take this B plus 16 and substitute it in for the A over here. So B plus 16 is equal to 3B. Well, let's subtract this B. We get 16 is equal to 2B. Divide both sides by 2. So B is 8. So Bill rode 8 miles. Okay, so now that we know what Bill is, so we know Bill is equal to 8 there. So A is equal to 8 plus 16. So Alan rode 24 miles. And again, if you like addition method or the elimination method and you want to use those, you use whichever method you want to on these. You don't have to use one or the other. This is your choice, your favorite one. Okay, for the last example, we have a pet shop has a collection of 15 cats and dogs. Okay, well, looking at our other equations, we've got cats plus dogs is equal to 15. There are 4 times as many cats as dogs. Okay, so there are 4 times as many cats as dogs. So that means we have a lot more cats. So cats is 4 times the dogs. How many cats does the pet shop have for sale? Okay, well, again, this is another easy substitution. And in this case, we only want to know the cats, but I'm going to go ahead and just solve for both. And that's just one thing to be sure to watch if you are solving for these. Make sure you go back and read the question so that you know which answer that they're wanting. If they're only wanting one, fill that in for the C. So 4D plus D is equal to 15. So that gives me 5D is 15. Divide by 5 on both sides. So there are 3 dogs. Well, cat is 4 times the dogs, which is 3. So cats is 12. Well, in this instance, they're only asking for the cats, so there are 12 cats.